Brewday, 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 Brewday. Who the hell is Rudy anyway? Okay, forgive me YouTube for I have sinned. It is now 4 weeks since my last Brewday, which in banana terms is like a lifetime. But it is now a Brewday, and it's a very special Brewday because it's one of those brews where, you know, you've got this list of brews that you never get to. Well, it's one of those, and that's always very special. So the first reason I'm doing this is because, as I said, it's on the brew list for a while now. I remember, it wasn't last year, it was the year before, I got some Matcha hops, and I was kind of put it out there, what the hell these hops, because a certain Mr. Carl Pierce over at the Floor Sweepers Union, I think he's just called Mr. Pierce at that time, suggested I do like a New Zealand Pilsner, but I didn't really know Pilsner was. So I thought, yes, that sounds like a good idea. So I put it on the list of stuff to do, and now a mere 18 months later-ish, we're doing it. But that's the first reason why I was doing it, because I always wanted to do it. Second reason is because another Kiwi, yes, John over at Swampham, he sent me some beer, bloody brilliant beer. Seriously, that was the Smoke Porter. He also sent me some hops as well. So he sent me 2 bags of hops, New Zealand hops no less. So I need to use them obviously. These are Much Aware, 17.1%, that is a bloody beast. I'm going easy on that. And the other one is Rakow hops. That's the way it's pronounced, isn't it? Rakow. And again, that is 10.4%. So they're the 2 I've got. I wanted something else, so I went to the homebrew shop yesterday and got these. These are Nelson Sobin. So I've got a couple 100 grams of these, and I've got the Rakow, and then I'm going to put a little bit of Matcha in, or sorry, the Matcha, formerly known as Brooklyn apparently. So yeah, also too, when I was at the homebrew shop yesterday, I ran into someone who actually recognised me. So whoever you are, if you're watching this, I do apologise for not really introducing myself properly. I was a bit surprised. It's not often you get in fact, I've never been recognised by anyone ever before, so it was a bit, you threw me a bit there. But yeah, apologies, so I never even caught your name, so sorry. But next time I'm there, I'll introduce myself properly. So what are we doing? I think the best thing to do is to, you know what, I'm just curious. This is just, I don't know why I'm doing this now. I can cut this out. There's actually, I've just noticed the price on them. That's $10.95. They're $7.95, so we'll discount them. 10 New Zealand dollars 95. This cost $7.99 English pounds. So, the question is, are hop more expensive in New Zealand or more expensive in the United Kingdom? Northern Ireland / Ireland? On all that. Whatever year. Let's not go there. So, yeah, let's do it. Let's have a look. Talk amongst yourselves. It's a flight of fancy. 10.95 NZD2 GBP. 10.85 equals £5.67. Now I know they're Nelson, and I know Nelson over here is a lot more expensive than anything else, but still. So if we plug that in, which is $7.99, which is actually fairly cheap, you know, considering some of the prices I've seen, like £9 for 100 grams. $7.99 GBP to, I really should just be getting Google to do that, or I'm typing it in. So one of those, that packet in New Zealand would cost you $15.33. So tell me, Kiwis, is that the price of Nelson over there? This is the 2017 harvest, packed on the 26th of January this year. $15.33, that seems like a lot. Now obviously they're coming from New Zealand, so this probably is going to be cheaper over there. Yeah, right, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, so I'm going to show you the grain bill now. Rather than me just reading it out, I'll actually show you my screen here. Okay, so New Zealand Pilsner then. So this is our, I'm going for a Czech Premium Pale Lager. for this one. It's the closest I could get. So in terms of fermentables then, I'm aiming for 5.46%. Maybe higher, maybe lower, as usual. So we got mainly lager malt in there. There's nearly 90%. 4 kilos just Irish malt. That's all I have at the minute. I have about 2 kilos of Bohemian Pilsner, but that's not enough for this, and I didn't want to mix them. So got some carapils in there, and we have actually, it was supposed to be melanoidin I was going to put in, but I don't actually have any melanoidin. So I've got some Cara Gold, Castle, I think Maltings Cara Gold, which I think is this Cara 45L. That's just really, I don't want it to be a straight lager. I want it to have something else in there, just to give it a bit of, make it a bit more interesting. So the point in these, I know that we've got 300 grams of carapils in there, but I'm trying to get the final gravity down low. So I want it dried out, but I want it to have a nice little body on it as well. That is the intention. So in terms of hops, well, I'll actually go down to the mash then. Obviously it's the same mash. It's an overnight mash though in this case, so I know that overnight mashes mean I can get that final gravity down to below 1010, so I'm expecting it to hit this at least. What else have we got then? Hops. So there's our Moutier. 7 grams boil. I've just done that there now. We have another 5 grams there, so that's all I'm doing on that. I'm not using that. I'm going to actually use that. I might use that somewhere else, but not today. Then we've got our Nelson in there, so it's not going to be anything until 10 minutes to go. We've got Nelson in there, and then we've got the Rakai going in. 5 minutes, 0 minutes, and then we've got a dry hop. Now the dry hop, I'm going to do a double dry hop. I'm just wondering what to do about this. 50 grams of each, Nelson and Rakai. I was thinking about putting the Nelson in first for 5 days, so it'll be in the fermenter 2 days, and then hit it with a Rakai after. Or I could mix the two, maybe 25 grams of each or 20 grams for the first of each for the first drop, and then the second drop hit it with something slightly bigger. So I've not fully decided on what I'm doing on that yet, but that is something to think about. And then finally we have, I'm going with S23 German lager yeast, so I always get a good attenuation. Anyone that uses it knows that it's a bloody beast. Fermentation temperature 12 degrees, but it's not going to be in there for 6 weeks. It's going to be quick lager, let's say, a couple of weeks, and then we'll hit it with a dry hop. Going away, and there is the first, that's the 7 grams of Moutier, something, I don't know how to pronounce it. Okay, that's 10 minutes to go, so we've got another hops, we've got a Prudflock in there, and we've got some yeast, nutrient all going in there. Five minutes. It's the Rakai. Whoa, the amount, that big old glass of hops smells divine. It's going in, that's going to be a 30-minute hop stand. Houston, we have a problem. That's the problem there. This is the starter I made for the S23. Now S23 is a dry yeast, obviously you don't normally make starters for dry yeast, but this was originally at salvage some, basically from the end of a brew. It was like June, I think it was about June last year. So it's kind of old, so I thought to myself, I'll make a starter and see if the yeast is still viable, because I wasn't sure, because I had doubts. Now, obviously this is my fault, but I only actually did the starter yesterday, not like 3 days ago. So, basically nothing has happened overnight, and there was a ton of yeast. There's a ton of stuff went into that, so it should have started. I should see some kind of activity. And even in 24 hours, I mean, it might just be lagging, but it's probably not, and I'm not going to take the risk. So yeah, there's just basically, there is nothing going on with that. So, I don't have any other lager yeast, which is a problem when you're doing a Pilsner. So, yeah, this is not going to be a New Zealand Pilsner anymore. So, alternatively, the choices are, I've got some Kolsch yeast, that's Cross My Loaf Kolsch yeast. I wasn't overly impressed with it now the last time, but I might actually have a bottle of it tonight, you know, to see how it's going with a bit of age in it. But I still have that. I've got a California Common yeast, dry yeast. Again, I don't know, it's Cross My Loaf. as well. So the jury's still out with me. And then more likely, what I'm going to do is either one off the 644, it's sitting over there, that's what I'm looking over there. 644, WFP 644, and then we'll just turn it into a fruit bomb. Or we go with the Quebec East, and this is John Anderson, Mr. Anderson's Quebec East. So you could do like him, and then I could be drinking it in about this time tomorrow. I'd probably be drinking it if I was a John Anderson. So that's the choices. The beer is outside chilling now, down to pitch temperature. So I would really need to hurry up and decide what the hell I'm doing. But so yeah, basically it's not going to be a Pilsner anymore. That's the main thing. So. It's a nice colour. I like this. Many, Mo. We're going with 644. Sorry. Okay, so obviously there it is. There's our. I'm just showing you outside the colour. Lovely, absolutely fantastic. Look at that. So, I mean, this is. I've had the top of the bowl water. It came out stupidly efficient. So, and it was like 1060. Now, the recipe was calling for 1049, which is pretty much what this is. Maybe 1050 this is. Or maybe even 1051, but that's closer to what I want. So, obviously, I then had to top that up with a bit of water. I think I'll just leave it like that. And that'll do it. 1052, it actually looks like. So yeah, as I said, I'm going with a 644. It's just the way it is. So that is the end of the Brewday. I'm going to put it in the fridge now. So when this, I put it in a 21 and then bring it up to 26 for the dry hop. So hopefully, it usually takes 3 weeks with 644 for me anyway to get it right down. So hopefully it'll not take that long, but if it does, it does. Don't worry about it. That's how long I was going to leave the Pilsner for. So yeah, that is the end of the New Zealand Pilsner Brewday. New Zealand Pilsner. I really should do one of them one time. I'll have to put that on my list of things to do. So yeah, that's it. So I'll see you all later. It's the next day. Check it out. There is the. I just kind of put that to the side. I didn't chuck it out. You already know what's going to happen. Look, you can see a bit of movement in there. Oh, you dirty, low-down, rotten, no good, lying, cheating, filthy, backstabbing, fermenting son of a bitch.